Alright, so we're talking about box plots. So the idea of a box plot is that we use it as a visual representation, essentially like a graph, and we use it to represent a 5-number summary. Remember that the 5-number summary uses the minimum, Q1, median, Q3, and the maximum. Okay? So when we do a box plot, it's basically 5 vertical lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then the middle 3 are connected into a box, and the 2 outside ones are connected using a single line, essentially what we call a whisker. Now, these lines represent, I'll go back to drawing mode, represent the minimum. This one represents Q1. The middle one represents the median, and then we have Q3 and the maximum. So here, the minimum of this group of data would be at about 25. Q1 looks like it's maybe at 44, 45. The median's at 60, Q3 is at 70, and the max is probably at about 89. Now, the thing you'll notice here is my number line, all right, like our graph, our number line must be linear. Okay? Every year, there's always one person that has their number line that goes 25, 45, 60, 70, 89, which yet again makes your box plot meaningless, okay? So our number line must be linear, and then we can draw our box plot. So let's have a quick look at an example and look at how we get the 5-number summary as a refresher, and then how we're going to draw the box plot from there. So I'm going to give a bit of sample data. So 1, 3, 3, 6, 6, 7, 8, 8, 8, 9. Okay, so here is my sample data. Now, since this is a small amount of sample data, I can find median and Q1 using the simple counting method. Okay, so if I count in, there's right here, there's 10 pieces of data, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So if I count in, my median is 6.5, halfway between 6 and 7. Now, of these 5 pieces of data, this one is the middle, so it's going to be Q1. Sorry, that Q's terrible. And then of these pieces of data, 8 is going to be my middle one, so it's Q3. 9 is our max, and 1 is our min. Okay, so now when I'm creating my number line, I'm going to do it on mine by typing. So when I create my number line, I don't write 1, 3, 3, 6, 6. I simply write numbers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I'm going to put 10 in there just so that I have one extra. So now for my lines, okay, I'll do my lines in, I'll do them in blue, why not? Okay, so my minimum was at 1, so I'm going to draw a line at 1. And then I have Q1 was at 3, so I'll draw a line at 3. And then I have 6.5, so I'll draw this one halfway between 6 and 7. And then I have 8 and 9. So once I've done that, my middle 3 I'm going to connect using a box, and then the outside ones I'm going to connect using a line. Okay, so here is my box plot. The idea of the box plot is it gives us a bit of a visual. So we can see here that like each line represents 1/4 of the data. So 1/4 of the data falls in this gap, 1/4 of the data falls in here, 1/4 of the data falls there, 1/4 of the data falls there. So you can see it's very bunched up here, okay, but it's very spaced out here where there's a big gap in this 25.